Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back.
So, I know the last few episodes, we're on episode 7, I believe episode 8 now. And of course, we've talked about, like big movies, old movies, like like a very popular video game, which we actually legitimately just learned is getting a movie adaptation later, probably this year or the early beginning of next year. We've
Which
covered
we'll
a
definitely
lot.
cover.
Absolutely, 100%. We've covered a lot, but today is going to be something a little different. Now, of course, as I don't know if we said this before in the past, in any previous episode, but James and I are huge fans of watching really weird movies. Like, literally, one of our favorite date ideas is going to, like, our local store that has weird movies and just spending minutes, like, at least close to, like, 30 to 45 minutes shifting through, like, horror movies to see what one catches our eyes in the worst way possible. This is how we spend our date nights.
Yeah. And today we're going to be visiting a 1988 film that's actually a 1988 home film called The Violence Movie, simply.
Yes. Hey, honey, do you want to tell them the story about how we came across this glorious piece of cinematography?
Oh yeah, I was walking through FYE, as usual, looking through movies, and I picked it out, partially because of the fact that the phrase The Violence Movie is just funny, but it had all sorts of like cult stuff, like it was the fact that it was like a cult classic type thing. I took a couple looks at it, saw it was two movies in one, The Violence Movie 1 and Violence Movie 2, and mentioned that it was actually kind of it had been around and passed around on like bootleg VHS tapes back in the 80s. Because,
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't just share stuff online on the internet because that wasn't really a thing back then. You just uh, showed people this stupid tape that you made with your buddies.
Yeah.
And that's how the movie spread. And now it's been remade. And, well, not quite remade, but given back.
Yeah, they've made a sequel to it, which is really interesting. So, as James mentioned, the first violence movie came out back in 1988, and it's only 14 minutes long. Definitely one of the shortest movies that we've ever reviewed on here on this channel. And again, like James said, they made a second one. However, Violence Movie 2 came out in 2017 on straight to DVD, which is different to its prequel, which came out again on 1988 straight on
No,
VHS.
no. Violence Movie 2 came from 1990, actually.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay. Well, screw that. But we'll edit in there which year. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading the wrong one. Screw you, IMDb. You're lying to me. But
The one that you're
oh, I'm
looking at is probably
sorry.
the
2017 is when it came out on DVD. Gotcha. Okay, my bad.
yeah.
Yeah, 1988 was the first one. 1989 was the second one, and then 2017 is when they actually put it on a DVD. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first movie is 14 minutes long, with the second one being a little bit longer, being 19 minutes long. So very, very short films. And again, they are home films. But you know what? For being what it is, I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it was incredibly funny, especially because this is intended to be a comedy spoof horror movie. Particularly, the first one is kind of lends itself more to the Jason style. And in
mhm.
the opening crawl, he even talks about the fact that it was a couple of friends heavily inspired by the Friday the 13th films, which
Yeah.
is why he wears a hockey mask in it.
Mhm.
This type of stuff resonates a lot with me, just because it reminds me of the type of shit I've done with a good friend. We've had them as a guest previously.
Pardon?
The person what are we referring to her as?
Oh, Luna?
Yeah, Luna. Let's call her fucking Gorgon because of another bit.
Damn.
Anyway, but it reminds me heavily of the short films that I've done with Luna for her film class.
Fair.
And I just
Very,
really like
very
that type.
fair.
Yeah, I just it's kind of nice seeing like little budding uh, filmmakers making their own things, even if it's not perfect, or if it's really really cheesy, or if it's just kind of goofy.
Yeah, which is
It's
super
fun.
impressive, specifically with this film, because it's not like just two buddies came together to make a film. Two brothers came together to make a film.
Yeah,
So we have Eric D. Wilkinson, who is the actual director and the writer and stuff for this film, with David being, the killer in the movie, and then also a few friends that are in there, kind of like helping them out as needed. So it's a very, very short list of cast because we have, but it basically follows that kind of same slasher ideal, I guess. So you have like a deranged killer who escapes from something, and he invades a home, and the guy needs to fight for his life in order to stay alive. It's basically the same concept that we're usually really used to with films like this, but I don't know what it is. But just the way that everything is done is really, really funny, and I really like it. I think it works very well for what these boys tried to do, because
yeah,
they even specifically say that it's a very low budget film, and it took me a little bit to kind of dig deep into the depths to try to find it. So it could be very much well wrong, but based off the in research that I've compiled, the first movie was made on a budget about like 50. Like, both movies were made on a budget between $50 and $100.
yeah,
That seems to be what it is per movie. So that's, of course, that's not a lot, especially for a film. But with that budget in hand and the stuff that they were able to do, especially back in 1988, I think they did really well. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was awesome.
yeah. I really enjoyed it as well.
And it's really fun because I actually have little screen caps of the front and the back of the actual DVD package, which I will put on the screen for y'all to see as we're reading over this. Just to kind of go over it, just in case you haven't, of course, haven't seen the package or didn't even know this movie existed in the first place. But so we'll go ahead and hit the front because that's kind of what everything sees. So what we're looking at is the front of the Violence Movie 2. And let me share this with you, James.
Oh shit!
You okay?
I almost just fell out of my chair.
Oh, you okay?
I went back too far, and almost my entire fucking body's out of it.
Damn, you scared me. I thought like you were about to like, I don't know, die or something.
No, I was fully sliding on my chair.
Oh, nice. That's great. All right, I just sent the front cover to you.
Yeah. Already, the front cover is a very reminiscent of old VHS tape.
Yes, very,
Boxes.
very much so. Yes, it is. So, it obviously has the front on the both of the movies, and they have like special. Oh my god! I just realized you can see the bit in the movie where he's dragging his brother by the car. But yeah, like for
they did all their. Yeah, they did some. They did in the second one specifically. They did a stunt where the killer is dragged behind a car, while he's held underneath it. They did it in the grass, but this was not done specifically for that grass shot where he's holding onto it. They're actually driving that car with this man holding onto the back of the car.
Yep, 100%. That was actually real stunts that they did, and they did not have a stunt actor for this. They did this all by themselves. Like, the prosthetics they did by themselves, the stunts they did by themselves. I'm assuming the costume design they did by themselves. But yeah, these guys did their own stunts, they did their own prosthetics and makeup. I'm assuming they did their own costume design, all their own effects, which I thought was really good, especially again, given the budget they did. I thought they did really, really good. There were some I think we talked about this, James. I think that there were some scenes in there that were really cheesy, and the transitions weren't as good as they could have been. But I think that added to the movie. I think that made it better.
Yeah, because it's a home film. They didn't even have like any sort of proper editing software because it's the '80s. Computers were still not really a major thing yet.
Yes.
As far as I remember, I'm gonna sound like I'm being a prick to everyone who grew up in the '80s now.
Yeah,
But anyway,
your age.
one of my favorite entire shots in the film is the bit where they are showing a guy having his head ripped off, and instead And normally it'd be like clever framing to try and make so the guy's just ducking his head off the way, and if they were like ripping prosthetic one, it's a mask being held over his head, and you can very clearly see him just ducking his head to the side of the screen.
Hey, I think it's great. I think
It's
it's
so good.
fantastic.
It's
But
amazing. I
also,
love it.
yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the spot of Luna for a second. So whenever, and this is according to her and the stuff that we're learning and all that good stuff. So there's different. Obviously, there's going to be different aspects to making a perfect movie or a perfect scripture or film or anything such as that. Of course, you're going to need the picture. You're going to need the sound. And you're gonna need kind of like, the whole shabam, really. But mainly it's picture and sound. So I think we'll go ahead and talk about a little bit about the movie itself. And again, let me go ahead and send you the back cover as well, James, just so we can kind of look over it
It was
and
a
kind of.
wraparound.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, there's both.
Yeah.
So taking a look at these again, and I'll go ahead and throw everything up back for you guys, just so we can kind of review it together as a family here. So looking at the front of the movie, it seems, like a regular VHS tape. Obviously, you can see that it says like DVD on there. So this is definitely after the 2017 to DVD thing that they did. But honestly, I think it's really good. Like, I think that the picture that they put on is really clean.
Yeah.
Like they have like a little thing. Yeah, they have like they had a guy that actually made the music for them and helped them with that. So I thought that was really, really awesome.
He made a
Um
pretty good score as well.
they did. It was awesome. I really loved it. But they got they did commentary, special features, they had like deleted scenes and stuff. They really put their all into this, and I really think that's super, super cool.
One of by far my favorite bits is the fact that what was it? Oh, I've lost that. I lost that in the middle of saying it.
Oh no. What was it is it about the cover or about the movie in general?
I think it's about the cover.
Or? Oh, it was the I think you're talking about the left hand, the third left hand.
Oh yeah, there's a bit in there. One of my favorite cut right here. One of my favorite parts about this is the fact that there's a portion that they point out in the director commentary where a duplicate of a left hand comes forward, and also there's a portion as well where the killer is looking in the mirror, and you can see his buddy in the background laughing, and you can see him for a split second try his damnedest not to laugh as well.
Yeah. I think it's hilarious. It's perfect. I would do the same thing, and I have done the same thing filming stuff like that. So it happens, bro. It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, but for the packaging for the Violence movie and the Violence movie 2, out of 5 stars, I rate it 3 stars. I think I really like the packaging. I think they did really good putting this all together.
I think the packaging looks really nice, actually.
It does. It really, really does. Because I mean, it might be a standard DVD packaging, of course, but it's the thought and care that has gone into the look of the packaging that really stands out. Because the default front cover is meant to resemble like the big, I think like the MGM big box VHS tapes from back from the days of the video store. And even has like some damage to make the cover look worn down, which I think it really. And they also have like stuff that kind of adds the authenticity of the entire packaging. And again, there's also like that reverse cover for the second movie that is done in the style of Warner Brothers, I think. And again, the aging and all that stuff. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. They also have an entire segment where of the specifically the what is it? The credits at the end has all sorts of stupid ass joke names in there.
Yes! Oh my god, that was hilarious. I was laughing so hard.
Like fucking prostate exams done by Ben Dover.
Bend over.
Stupid shit like that. Catering provided by my mother.
Yeah, costume design, my mom.
Yeah.
It's perfect. So picture and sound. So okay, so remember, guys, this movie was filmed back in the 80s. So I'm assuming that they probably used like some consumer grade camcorders or some standard microphones or something. There is no remastering that can happen. It's just straight from whatever the source is sending out. These cannot look any better than they do. That being said, I have no problem with the picture and the sound because again, it's from the 80s and it's supposed to be a home film. I think that adds to the charm. I really do. I think it
It's quite
works perfectly.
yeah. It's quite queer, actually. A lot of the blocking, if you can even call it blocking, a lot of the actual stuff they did and the way they went through all of these scenes were actually quite well conceived.
They really were.
Yeah.
And
Nothing was ever
again,
confusing to look at. Nothing was ever terribly difficult to understand what was going on. Everything was pretty cohesive.
mhm. But yeah, I think it was great because it wasn't like, of course, it looked like it was filmed on a potato, but it looked like it was filmed on the best potato. Like the quality wasn't fantastic, but you could see what was going on and you could understand what was going on, which is definitely important. So, again, given the technology and the stuff that they had back then, I think it worked very well.
Yeah, I honestly prefer it being a little less quality and stuff like that, as long as I can actually tell like what's going on in the story. An issue that I had specifically with that movie, that recent movie, was it had a
Oh
lot of
God.
scenes where it wasn't entirely clear what characters' motives for doing actions were, and there's even points where they'd play a jump scare stinger, but nothing would be on screen, or at least nothing I
Yeah.
could notice. There's probably something on screen, but it was just so dark or just so distorted I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah. I feel like that's also a similar issue to what happened with like the chair, not the chair. I'm sorry, the stairs.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a different thing.
yeah, the stairs was it was bizarre because I mean the cinematography and like the actual like film and the stuff, it was okay, it was decent, it was well, but this you couldn't it didn't have a coherent storyline. You couldn't really follow what the characters were doing. Everything just kind of blurred together and made no sense. You're because so basically by the end of the film you're just kind of sitting there wondering what was this about? What was the purpose of all of this? With the violence movies 1 and 2, it didn't give that. It had a start, it had a consistent thing. You could understand what was going on. You could understand the motives behind the killer, what he was trying to do, and the main character and why he was trying to get away, and all this stuff happened. So it had a consistent storyline that you're able to follow, as well as being entertaining at the same time doing that. That's usually not very easy to do, especially if you're making a spoof, because you could either do a good spoof or you could do a really poor one. And I think
This is a
these
really
guys
well
did
done spoof.
amazing.
Yeah, they did an amazing job at a spoof.
And also, can I say, I don't know if you guys will ever see this video, but if you do, first off, your effects, the prosthetics that you use, I thought they were awesome.
Yeah, it's the Wilkinson brothers. You guys, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Like, y'all, you did pretty good. I loved it. Sorry. By the way, guys, I apologize if there's any weird cuts in here. Sometimes I get interruptions, so don't mind that. But if I can't remember what I was saying, which is the case, to the Wilkinson brothers, you guys did really, really good with this. I think that you definitely should consider making more content in the
Yeah,
future if you can.
I'd
I think you
100%
guys did
watch
great.
any more films that you guys make.
Mm-hmm. And also another thing that I really thought was funny because obviously when they made the violence movie 1, it was like a regular spoof movie, all that good stuff. They had like an actual tagline and stuff. When it came to the violence movie 2, I'm just gonna read you off the synopsis, and this is literally word for word from the back of the package. Was it real or was it a dream? For some unexplained reason, Joey Hammond returns in this action-packed sequel. This time the crazed serial killer is relentless in his pursuit of the innocent Joey with 2 times the action, 2 times the gore, 2 times the body count, and 2 times the fun as well. No, well, not really. It's the sequel in which you'll keep asking yourself, why? So at this point, I think they know that they were joking, and I think that's fantastic.
It's amazing. But yeah, they leaned into the fact that they were messing around this very, very hard. And I actually, in the second movie especially, I like the fact they got a little more creative with the stunts that they did and the ways they attacked. For instance, they grab a bow. The main character grabs a bow and arrow to fight at one point and hits him in the full on in the head with the arrow. And he actually was a bit of him pulling the arrow out of the mask, which I thought was done rather well.
That really was. I'm like, yo, that's awesome. You guys got to teach me how to do that.
The killer's also sprinting around with a chainsaw for a majority of the second movie,
Mm. Oh
which I'm
yeah,
a big sucker for chainsaws.
but I also think it was really funny or really cool that so obviously when they did the sequel, I think it was really cool how it basically turned up that the first movie was a dream, or if it was a dream or not. I thought that was really interesting. And of course, the killer's back and all that good stuff. And I think that my favorite scene in the second movie is when they even staged a fight on the roof of the house. How the heck did you guys do that? That's
Yeah,
awesome. I would have lost my balance immediately.
yeah, they spent a lot of time on the top of their house's roof, actually, surprisingly, and they
And
filmed it rather cohesively. Didn't not a whole lot of slipping or falling or anything.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say definitely. What's your favorite between the two movies? Was the first one better or the second one better?
I think the second one's my favorite.
Yeah, me too. I mean, of course, there's still a little bit of editing problems that kind of plague the first movie, but it's of course in a much reduced capacity. And also, the gore is really up for the movie. Like of course, the first movie has some decent gore effects. Um, well, very really awesome gore effects, I should say. But like the art for part two, it was definitely really impressive. Like the arm that got ripped off, and also my favorite was the hand that went through the guy's head. How the heck
Yeah,
did they do that? That was really cool.
I still thought it was funny that they left the prosthetic for the fingers in after his
Oh, they
head.
left it in for the. I forgot about that. I thought that was. I'm like, oh, guys, you kind of left some
Yeah,
fingies in there.
that was really good.
But basically, and I know that a lot of people are really harsh with these kind of movies. Like, oh, it's just a home movie. They're stupid. They aren't entertaining. Well, but really, both movies are entertaining. I had a lot of fun watching these.
Yeah,
Um,
both are very entertaining.
and of course, those who do watch the movies will enjoy them from what they are. They're two movies made by brothers who love horror movies and wanted to share that love with whoever wanted to watch their movies. So, you know, that's basically really the big gist of it. Like, just because something may not be done well doesn't mean that it's crappy, you know?
Yeah, it was. I honestly still thought it was rather well done for just being a joking movie.
Yes. Because I'm like, I immediately thought that when we got this movie, it's gonna be like, oh, this is so stupidly named. This is going to be bad. It
But you're
it actually wasn't really bad, to say. But also, also while I was researching, and James, you'll get to find out finally what I was laughing at earlier. I was doing some research. Apparently, the people who made the violence movie has its own Facebook page.
it has its own Facebook page.
Yeah, the official Facebook page of the violence movie. And apparently, August 15 of last year represented the 35th anniversary of the first movie.
Huh. Actually, it looks like I'm looking at this just now. It looks like Eric D. Wilkinson actually has done a lot more.
Ooh, really? What's he done?
He's been a producer in a lot of films.
Uh, which ones? Can you name some of them?
He's mainly known for one called Mischief Night, The Man from Earth, Sparks, and The Man from Earth Holocene.
Oh, wow.
He's been an executive producer in a bunch of other stuff, interviews, TV shows. He's actually continued. Yeah, it looks like he continued a lot of stuff. He just kept going.
That's really awesome. But, also, I don't know if this is an animation or a song, because again, I'm just going based off the YouTube page. Actually, I'm gonna click on it. But, so, let's see. I think it's a song. So these are, oh my god. Oh my god, so apparently David's an animator too. I'm just gonna read this to you, and then from the creators of the Violence movie, we present to you Dick and Balls. Happy holidays.
Christ.
It's called A Fruit of the Loins Christmas. What's sure to be an instant Christmas holiday classic is A Fruit of the Loins Christmas. This isn't your Christmas specials like Rankin / Base Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or Frosty the Snowman, or Santa Claus is Coming to Town, or A Year Without a Santa Claus, or even a Charlie Brown Christmas. No, sir. In this premiere episode of Fruit of the Loins, Harry Balls Ballsack finds himself in a sticky situation when his friend Richard Dick Balcolcum tries to spread some Christmas cheer all over by whipping out some holiday classics just as "Oh Come All Ye Faithful, Deck the Halls, Jingle Bells." It came upon a midnight clear, and joy to the world in the timeless way only Dick Balcolcum could. Created by artist and animator David E. Wilkinson, along with writer/producer Eric D. Wilkinson, who were inspired to create the tune back in 2018 when they realized that the difference between their jokes and their penises is nobody laughed at their jokes. Fruit of the Loins made its online debut in December 2010 with a short A Dick and Balls Christmas.
Dick and Balls Christmas. That's amazing.
It's like a
I can
minute
hear
and
it
0.
partially through your headset.
Here, I'll send the link. Burp, 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 You know, I don't know why, but I immediately think of the fucking thing for when I was chill with your parents, like around like a Christmas time. I think it was like last year or something. And it was like that weird thing on the TV came up. They said "big hairy dick, pig, big hairy" or something like that. And
Something
your
like
mom fucking hated it. But the rest of us were just dying.
that. It was pretty funny.
I thought it was so funny.
There's some loud ass fucking bleeps in that video.
Hmm.
There's some loud bleeps in that movie. The video.
Some loud leaps, you said?
Bleeps like every other second. It's just beep.
Oh, I literally like. Oh my god, it's literally just ball and a penis. Why do they look like that? Why does the dick look like you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What? What? What'd I do? Look at this guy. Look at it. Look at that fool. Look at this fool.
Jesus.
Like, look at the guy. It literally looks just like you. Oh, the balls is stretching his balls. Oh my god, it literally is just sleep. That's funny. Anyway, I guess enough of Dick and Balls. We're here to talk about the Violence movie. But dang. You know, I wonder what the what is it? The parent's guide to this movie is. Like, oh my god, this movie. Oh yeah, Common
Yeah, the
Sense Media is
parents
probably
were.
one of my favorite review pages for movies because sometimes the stuff is so. No, not violence action. I don't want to talk about it. No, I want the violence movie. Do they not even have one for this page? Oh, that's so stupid.
Probably not.
Well,
There's not
damn.
even like trivia or anything. Pretty much nothing about it on the IMDb pages.
Yeah, there's like nothing about this movie at all. Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, mostly the stuff is coming from something called violence action, but you get reviews for the movie though.
Yeah.
Horror, 5 stars. Horror says it's meant to be experienced on VHS. 14 minutes of unbridled terror with a nostalgic feel, authentic achieved by being an 80s home movie of my friend Eric and his brother. Oh, I guess this guy probably knows the two or something. That's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Someone gave a 2-star for poor graphics. Looks horrible for a 2017 movie. It was not. It's a short and involves VHS footage. Yeah, because it was made on a VHS.
I guess someone didn't pay attention to when it was made.
Most likely. I mean, then again, I also mistakenly said it was 2017, looking at the
Yeah.
wrong thing. So that was me. That was on me. Maybe they fell for the same thing. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? It could be many things.
It could be many things.
Many things. So many things. I don't know why my toe is itchy. Hey, don't worry about it. It's good. Be good. Be Gucci. Be Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. But yeah, do you have anything else to add about the violence movie? I know there's not a lot to really talk about because, first off, it's very, very short. There's not too much to talk about. And honestly, the only really good way of talking about it is just to see it for yourself. Oh, I guess we maybe should actually talk about, like the actual synopsis. I guess we should do that, actually. Wait, let me backtrack. That'd probably be a good idea, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess obviously I guess we gotta start with the first one. So basically, obviously, so this guy starts off and he's there's I'm trying to remember specifically. My brain not working. The violence movie. Ha ha ha. What? What'd I do? I did your see, literally you did your laugh.
This is one of my laughs.
But yeah, so basically, from what I remember, the first movie starts off with this guy in his house, and he's just doing things and stuff. And a TV, a news broadcast comes on saying that some deranged serial killer, escapes from prison and he's on his way. He's just kind of
Yeah.
out. Everyone's like, "Hey, stay indoors. This guy's coming. He's a bad guy. Don't cross his path." Of course, as every good movie does, the serial killer finds his way to the home of our amazing protagonist, who is, I believe, I think Joey was his name. I think Joey was his name.
Yeah, Joey, I'm pretty sure.
Joey. So this guy comes around and just sees this guy, or Joey looks down at this guy, the serial killer, who looks like a very weird cross between Jason Voorhees mask wise and Michael Myers outfit wise.
Yeah, he's got the jumpsuit on in the second film specifically.
All right, so anyway, Michael Voorhees, Jason Myers, whatever you want to call him,
The killer.
the killer, Jason the Killer Myers. So this guy, our killer, just kind of has a stare off competition with our man Joey, and he tries to go ahead and run for his life. The killer gets in, grabs some stuff, and fights for his life. Like, there's a scene where he's in the bathroom and he tries to cut some fingies off of the killer so he can't open the door. They go upstairs. The other guy hides. Joey hides behind the door. The killer comes in. He closes the door and hits him over the head with something. They're in an attic fighting for their lives, and the guy thinks he dies, but he wakes up at the end. And it's like, it's a dream. Maybe this is a dream.
Yeah.
Who knows?
A lot of the film tends to be scuffles between him and the killer.
Yeah. Wait, no, wait. Was it the first movie that it was a TV show, like on the TV, or was it the first movie when it was over the radio? Like, oh, hey, there's this guy that's missing. I can't remember which one it was.
The first movie was the radio. The second movie was the TV show.
Oh, then dang, I just kind of whoops. Well, ignore my really shitty plot summary. That didn't do anyone any good. Yeah. Weirdly enough, I guess it was very similar plot-wise, but it was also very different, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, the plot was very similar, but the execution was unique to each film.
Yeah.
I don't know, was that... I know, those are really shitty, uh... plot summary, James.
I mean, there's
Can you
not a
help
giant
me?
amount
Can
of
you
plot.
rescue me?
What was that?
Can you rescue me from my really shitty plot summary?
In the first film right here, like it said, it starts out with an actual shot of the killer, who, despite having escaped from a prison, is wearing ordinary civilian clothes, including the actor's his own football jersey he's wearing at the moment.
Oh yeah, that did
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, that has his whole name on the back of it. Anywho, walking on by, gets to the house. He's seen walking around, taking a look in it, and that's when the other uh, Joey himself shows up. He comes into his house. He just heard on the radio that the killer's escaped prison. He thinks, oh well. He goes inside his house, realizes that his lights are on that he didn't leave on, and he's promptly attacked by the killer, who's wearing a latex Freddy Krueger mask. They scuffle
Oh my
for a
god.
bit. They fight each other. They get down at one point into the pool where they're fighting each other. And at one point, the one and only point where Eric, the producer and the director, shows up as the best friend, shows up, walks to the pool, simply says, "Hey Joey, it's me, your best friend," and then gets his head ripped off by the killer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He just
They
immediately
suffer-
gets died.
Yeah. The killer gets knocked down at least 3 times and comes back every time, including from a decapitation, which is done in the process of of just simply having the mask come off, but pretending like there's still a head inside it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's just the killer comes back, they fight, he knocks him down, thinks he kills him. The killer comes back, they fight some more. That's a lot of the movie right there until the point where he finally for good gets stabbed and bleeds out. The main character, from what I remember. In the second movie, he wakes up in his bed, remembering all the events of the first film, and turns on the TV, and the same exact thing basically happens where the inmate escapes, the same guy. He looks out his window, and in a parallel to that one, the famous scene in the first Halloween movie of Myers looking up at Laurie through a window, he's the killer is already wearing he's also wearing a Michael Myers jumpsuit, but has the hockey mask on and is staring back up at him. To which he very simply replies, "Oh my God, that's the guy!" And then they gets in, they scuffle, they fight each other, gets knocked down, gets back up. I get knocked down, but I get up.
Get up then.
Just to that for a little bit until the point where he grabs a chainsaw from the thing and starts chasing him into the woods. They run around each other for a while with a chainsaw. Joey hits him in the face with an arrow that he fires, where they have a really cool scene where he's pulling it out of the mask there. He gets knocked down. He runs back to his house, gets in the car. I think that's how that order. He either gets in the car first or they go down to the... No, he gets in the car first, and that's when the dragon scene happens. Ignore what I just said. He gets down there, gets in the car. Killer latches onto the car and gets dragged for a while, but they're driving through the grass. And at one point, he kind of gets thrown off. He goes back and parks back at his house, and then kind of sees the killer again, who's coming back again. They have a bit of a scuffle in the garage. That's when he grabs the chainsaw, and then they book it into the woods. have a fight there, and then that's where the movie ends with the killer once again stabbing Joey to death.
Yeah. This is why I love you. You're so much better at explaining this stuff than I am. Because, yeah. But I just want to know what the heck these people, these kids' parents, just wanted to think about this movie. Because, so, it's just really, I wonder if, like, any of their parents, because, you have these two kids that are basically like, you know what, let's make a parody slash a love letter to the slasher genre, and then, because, you're just like, oh, regular kid stuff, like, you're, like, scenes in the background, like, you could see somebody in the background through a bathroom door and a mirror, and also, I just realized the protagonist Joey arrives home after hearing the escaped madman notice on the car radio as he turns the device off. You can also see someone else's arm in the passenger seat, like you said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also the credits, they listed someone named Dick Hertz.
Dick hurts.
Dick Hertz.
There's a lot of good ones like that.
Oh, also, wasn't there correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't there a fucking song in the movie that was just simply named Hey Dentist?
Yeah, the music director made a short little pop song to play over the radio for fun. Just to add a little bit more realism to the scene. And he also decided to write it in as the #1 pop song in the fucking area.
Yeah, #1 pop song, Hey Dentist. But yeah, also, didn't part 2 start off with like the Star Wars-ish introductory text crawl?
Yeah, they did a text crawl like the first. I think they did that in both of them.
And the best image I've ever seen in my entire life, just the guy of the one of the brothers and the Jason mask, just doing the thing with his eyes, just the wide open stare into your soul. This one.
I love that. That shot happens in both the films. It's like their iconic shot for that movie.
I know, and it's beautiful, fucking gorgeous.
I like it a lot.
But I just want to imagine living near these kids in like the 80s and just going in your car to go to work or the grocery or some store or something. And you just, you're outside and you look and you just see just fucking two kids scamper around on an angular roof, getting dragged behind cars and chase each other with fucking chainsaws running.
It must have been fun.
These kids probably had really cool parents to let them just fucking run around on the roof, But it's so funny because the commentary, they have like for a whole movie they have like a plethora of extras too. They have like the freaking commentary, which is with the Wilkinson brothers and some guy that they also did named Mike Kahn, and
Yeah.
I'm glad to have heard this because not only do the guys have a complete sense of humor about it, but they point out like all the continuity errors and just all of their errors in general. And they also show all of the added footage that was put in later. Like sometimes they were like, I was like, how did I have missed that? Especially with like the third left hand.
It is pretty quick. Like if they hadn't pointed it out in the directorial thing, I actually would not have noticed it.
Oh, never. Scenes. They had all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly though, can I just get a copy of Hey Dentist? So that shit slapped. I just gotta say.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I want a copy of that.
that shit slapped, man. But yeah, I really don't have anything else to really add except for just the fact that the Wilkinson Bros, you did fantastic with this movie. I think
Absolutely
that
phenomenal.
it's amazing for especially for a cinematographic debut. The effects were really good for what you guys did. and I really had much fun watching this, and I'm very
Yeah,
glad that we spent $10 on you guys. That was awesome.
loads better. Super fun.
Yes. Anything you want to add, honey?
Nothing other than if you guys have not seen this film yet, just take a couple minutes. It's not even a
Please
full
do.
hour. It's not even a full hour with both the movies combined. Go ahead and find it. Take a look at it. Usually, it's
Yeah.
on sale for like $10 somewhere. It's a good
Yeah,
film.
it's
I
just
highly
over a
suggest
half
it.
hour. Yeah, it's just over a half hour if you're interested. But you can find it, you can rent it off of Amazon Prime, you can rent it off of Amazon, you can buy it, you can go to like your a local FYE and find it. You can definitely find it if you look for it.
Yeah, if you have an FYE near you.
Yes. If not, order online. Order it on Amazon. You'll find it. Rent it online for all we know. That's also a way you can do it. This is 2024. I'm pretty sure if you can, or you can just do the good old fashioned way that Weird Al Yankovic does his movies. We do not condone piracy of any kind on this channel. Not at all. That piracy is bad. Don't
Piracy.
pirate.
Do not pirate. I swear.
Piracy is bad. We do not
We
condone
do
that
not condone piracy at all.
on this channel. We do not. Find ways to completely and legally watch your films. Please. We are not being sarcastic, as you can tell from our voice.
Yeah.
We mean
Other than
every
that,
second of what we say.
yeah. Other than that, go enjoy the movie. It's well worth the watch.
Yes. Like if you're feeling bad and you need just something to laugh at, watch it. Literally watch it. It doesn't hurt. It's fantastic. I thought it was amazing film. It's hilarious. Please watch it. Please go watch
Yeah.
it. Please. But
It'll be
yeah.
well worth the time.
Yes, it won't it literally takes like a little over 30 minutes. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Other than that, I've got nothing else to add.
Yeah, me neither. I'm spent. I know this is definitely one of the shorter episodes we've had on the channel, but it's just, we like talking about stuff like this, and if it means that we get some publicity to some people that aren't really recognized, great. Because I enjoyed this movie, my fiance enjoyed this movie, and I
Yeah.
thought that it was something that we definitely wanted to talk about because of how much it made us smile and laugh. Like, literally, we were just sitting there cuddling, laughing our ass off because we both had a really rough day the day we watched it, and it definitely helped us feel a lot better.
It's a very good just turn on just for silly times movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, please support the Wilkinson brothers and everything that they do. It's definitely a really, really fun watch if you're
Yeah.
having a bad day and just don't have anything to watch or you're sick of the same old boring regular horror movies. Gives you something different.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alright.
I guess that is all for us today on this very short episode.
That's all for now.
Yep, just a little bit of a filler, just a little just a little tip of the top, the little taste of our smorgasbord of content, which is yet to come.
Yeah. That being said, everyone, of course, I'm glad everyone had a good time, and I'm glad you guys are coming out to watch these. And that being said, I guess stay spooky.
Stay. There's gotta be a way better. Hey, I got this. Stay.